Hi, I'm Vi, and in this presentation I'll be reflecting on my experience using ChatGPT, a large language model developed by OpenAI. I explored its performance across academic, creative, emotional, and political tasks to evaluate not just how useful it is, but how it fits within our broader understanding of technology, meaning, and human interaction. One of the first things I asked ChatGPT to do was explain Feinberg's philosophy of technology. It gave a confident breakdown of his rejection of technological determinism and explained that technology reflects societal values. I found it accurate based on what we've studied, but it assumed too much prior knowledge. If I hadn't already studied the topic, I would have found the terminology confusing. The explanation lacked adaptability, it wasn't tailored to a beginner. That's one of the first things I noticed. It informs well, but only when the user already knows how to prompt and frame the question. I then asked something more personal. I'm anxious about technology taking over jobs. Is this normal? With spelling mistakes to stimulate a panicked mindset. It responded with calm reassurance. It validated the feeling and explained why it made sense. At first, it was comforting, but later I realized it lacked something essential: humanity. Real comfort often includes challenge or empathy drawn from lived experience. As Heidegger reminds us, meaning comes from not just words, but from being in the world, from relationships, vulnerability, and embodiment. AI can mimic emotion, but it cannot inhabit it. To test its creativity, I asked it to write a poem about love. One line stood out. It's found in half-sipped morning tea, in laughter spilt like candlelight. It was beautiful, and yes, it was meaningful, but only because I gave it meaning. ChatGPT simply stitched together phrases with lyrical rhythm and emotionally charged imagery reflecting its training data. It wasn't writing from longing, heartbreak, or joy, it was mimicking them. What struck me most wasn't what it produced, but how easily I wanted to believe in it. I caught myself thinking how touching it was, but I soon realized the poem didn't carry any memory. It didn't carry presence. There was no heartbeat in the pauses, no tension between vulnerability and expression. It just sounded right. This moment helped me understand that meaning in art is not just about form, it's about intention, context, and human experience. As humans, we write what we've felt. AI, however, writes because it's been told what feeling looks like. So while it did create something beautiful, something I wanted to love, I was left with a subtle ache. Not because the poem was bad, but because it reminded me how easy it is to confuse performance with presence. For a political test, I asked about Elon Musk owning Twitter. ChatGPT gave a structured response highlighting content moderation, free speech, and global influence. It was helpful but surface level. It worked well for curiosity, but I wouldn't rely on it academically without cross-checking. Through this experience, I realized ChatGPT is powerful, but limited. It's fast, adaptable, and helpful with structure, but it's also shaped by its data, by the people who build it, and by the limits of language. As Feinberg argues, technology is a site of struggle, and as Tiles and Oberdijk insist, it is never neutral. These tools reflect the systems that create them, so our use of AI must be thoughtful and critical. Overall, I would say this: ChatGPT is not a companion. It is not a guide. It's a mirror of us. What it gives back depends on what we feed it, what we expect of it, and what we forget to question. Thank you.